Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Hingham High School. We're watching Hingham High School girls basketball live on YouTube, Hingham Athletics Streaming 2. This is Greg Partika. We're live here in Hingham for 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Hingham's up 4-1 over Silver Lake. Thank you for joining us. Freshman coach Brad Martin, in his second season here in Hingham, just makes one of his famous student body substitutions. Harvard women are lucky to have, Harvard women are lucky to have 15 players once again on their freshman roster. So Brad typically subs all 5 players in every 2 to 3 minutes. All 15 play every quarter. Number 21, Andrea Bliss. Turnover for Hingham in the backcourt. With the ball is number 3, Emily Grissom.
Either turn this volume up or talk louder.
It was, well, do it this way.
Either way, just as long as it's
louder.
Talk louder.
Okay.
I could hear you, but it was just...
And timeout on the floor is called. For those of you new to COVID basketball in the world of the pandemic, there are a couple of rule changes here you should know about. First of all, there is no halftime. At the end of each quarter, and at halftime, it's a full-time break of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Also, at each timeout, rather than being the customary 1 minute, is 1 minute and 15 seconds. The other rule change to know about, and we had a little late start here, actually an early start, and we were a little late with the live stream. There's no jump ball. The jump ball was the jump ball at the beginning of the game was actually done by a coin flip, and then it's alternating possession like would normally be throughout the game. The other thing you'll notice is free throws. On the free throws themselves, there are no offensive players allowed in the lane and the blocks. You'll notice only 2 defensive players. The mindset here is to eliminate contact whenever possible. And minimize contact, and if you've noticed, the players are all wearing masks. We'll get into some of the other rule changes as we move on. We're also playing Federation rule basketball this season, so there's a couple of Federation rule changes we'll bring you up to play. On the line for the Lakers right now, number 3, Emily Benson. And here's a good opportunity on the first free throw, because she was shooting 2. There was no players on either side, and now 2 Hingham players will occupy the low block. So there's basically no offensive rebound in the COVID world. So this rebound will be automatic to basically Hingham at this point. Second free throw is up and good for Benson, and the score is knotted at 4 with 5:43 remaining in the quarter. Lakers come out in a full court press. Hingham breaks it. And Nora Andrews with the shot, a little too strong. Ball goes out of bounds, it's Laker ball. This is the first of 3 games here today in Hingham. This is the second game of the season for the Freshmen. Benson again with the jumper from the top of the lane, no good. Rebound underneath, but back up, and no good. Nora with the rebound, and she was held in the backcourt. Foul should be on number 21, Andrea Bliss. That should be reversed. And first team foul here on the Lakers in the first half. That was Caroline Turnack going up strong and having a shot blocked out of bounds. Lakers ball. Bliss with it on a pass inbounds from Benson. She brings it up over half court and is hacked. It'll be Lakers ball again. Apologize for some of the sloppy camera work on my part. Keep forgetting this is a one-camera shoot. Traveling violation on Hingham. It'll be Lakers ball. And we have a student body substitution for the Lakers, which isn't uncommon in freshman ball. I mean, the guiding principle in freshman basketball is to groom the talent for the next levels up. Foul called underneath on the Lakers. That's on Abigail Cunningham, number 30. That's her first rather. Second team foul. Dora Andrews trying to do the reverse layup. And that'll be a jump ball in the forecourt as the Lakers brought it back up. And on the alternating possession, it goes back to Hingham. 3:50 remaining in the first quarter. The score is knotted at 4. Thank you for joining us on the Hingham Athletics Stream Live 2 channel. Pretty move going to the hoop. That's Caroline Kernick. 6'4" Hingham. And here comes the next student body for Hingham. Ball sideline out to Hingham. You're going to see a lot of side out plays today, fans. That's one of the things, one of the other changes in COVID basketball. There are no ball out underneath plays. When the ball goes out underneath and the offensive team has possession, the ball is played sideline out, foul line extended. And again, the notion here is to minimize contact between the players. So in that respect, what you're trying to do basically is eliminate contact. Therefore, by spreading the offense back out and going to the sideline, you try to minimize the contact down the lane. And that's what you're seeing here. And the jumper is good. That's Sarah Burke. Lakers quickly down the floor. Layup was off the rim and no good. Pretty give and go. And Jonah Estes couldn't finish it off. Lakers back with the ball coming up over midcourt. Tough man-to-man defense being played by Hingham at this point. And we've got a timeout on the floor called by the Lakers. 2:14 left, first quarter. Glad that you're joining us here on the Hingham Athletics Streaming 2 channel on YouTube. And it's 8-4. This is the first of a triple header here on YouTube this afternoon. The freshmen are playing Silver Lake, and then the junior varsity and varsity will be renewing acquaintances with their dear friends from Duxbury. That's the other thing you're going to notice here. Pan over here. Notice that there are coaching circles set up at the ends of both areas. The locker rooms are not in use. That's one of the reasons that there is no full 10-minute half times anymore. One of the reasons and rationales behind it is that the locker rooms aren't large enough to maintain social distancing. So as a result, those chairs that are set up in circles are 6 feet apart. So when coaches want to huddle up, coaches huddle up in that 6 feet circle. You'll also notice that players are sitting on the benches. They're not in their traditional first row. They are scattered among the bleachers. There are little dots here in Hingham on the bleachers, 6 feet apart. Back to the action we go. Ball is inbounded to Silver Lake. With it now is Robinson. Dumps it out down low to Donahue. That's the Donahue. Just gets the shot off before the 30-second clock expires, and we're going to credit the basket. So it's 8-6 Hingham. Ball in the forecourt. Running a motion offense. Shot from downtown, runs off and rattles the rim. That was Nina Crean with the shot. Back out, new shot clock as the ball hit the rim. We'll set it up and run it again. Say that the shot was there, but actually there. Foul called.
I got it. Right there, it's good.
That'll be on Joanna Estes. That's her first. 5th on the team. And an errant pass goes out of bounds for the Lakers. It'll be Hingham ball. Hingham, the freshmen are 1-0 on the early season. They played their first game of the season on Tuesday against Plymouth North. And they limited the Eagles to only 12 points in a 55-12 decision here at the high school. 45.2 seconds remaining in the first. Inbound pass is stolen by Hingham. Coast to coast and around the rim and out. That was Nina Palick rather, with the coast to coast move. She's at the line shooting 2. Critical foul to Robinson. She'll have one more. 40.8 remaining on the clock. And the second is good. 9-6. Hingham applying a little full court man-to-man pressure. And it's successful with the turnover. Nice pass inside and the layup for 2. Crean from Burke on the basket. Scored the hoop on the other end. That's Carolissa Robinson at the line. Free throw was no good.
I got a foul on red 4. Here. White ball.
And as soon as I say that, Miss Robinson picks up her second. The Hingham foul, for those of you keeping score at home, was on number 24, Annabelle Verna. Sorry about that. And we're coming down to the final 10 seconds in the quarter. Jumper off the glass with style. Credit the hoop to number 32, Nina Crean. And that's the end of the quarter. An entertaining quarter. Score after one here at Hingham, 13-8. Harbor women over the Lakers. And we welcome your presence here on the Hingham Athletics Livestream 2 channel. Greg Bertiga, pleasure to have you here with us. This is the first of 3 big games this afternoon. As the freshmen take on Silver Lake. And the Dragons of Duxbury High School will be here for a varsity and junior varsity doubleheader starting at 5 and 6:30. All these games here on the YouTube live stream today. Hingham Athletics is proud to stream all the home Harbor Women basketball and Harbormen and Harbor Women hockey games for you this year. Hingham Athletics is proud to do its best to bring you all the action from Pilgrim Arena and here at the high school during the pandemic. As we know, it's difficult with all of the pandemic restrictions to go to games. A couple programming notes. Tomorrow's boys hockey game has been postponed. There are changes to the basketball schedules for next week. We'll get into that as we get further along the road. It is very, very difficult to keep up with all the changes, the postponements, the isolations. We'll talk more about that as we get down the road. The freshman team is the one team that seems to be navigating on its own standard schedules. The junior and varsity teams at all levels are having difficulty maintaining a somewhat normal schedule. What I can tell you is the Hingham girls basketball site has got the latest information, and that in the Hingham Athletics site, and check the MIAA site for the latest information. This is literally changing hourly in terms of who's in isolation, who's not in isolation, which games can be played, which games can't be played. The pandemic's changing everything. Fall sports, I can tell you from my work here at the high school, was not this difficult. But you can obviously see the changes. We're underway here in the second quarter. It's Silver Lake ball to start the quarter. This is Bliss. Up top to Brindell. They went down low to Benson, whose shot went off the rim. Hingham in control, and we have, it looks like a sideline violation. It'll go back to Silver Lake. Bliss with it. Grindle. In the corner to Cummingham. Back out top to Bliss. 16 on the clock to shoot. Plenty of time. Looking down low on the cutter to Cunningham. Back out on the jump side. Shot is short, partially blocked. Here come the Harbor. Ooh, that was almost a backcourt. I think the referee actually missed it. But no harm, no foul. Turnak with it, back out top. Turnak with it again, looking to set up a play. 8 to shoot. Clock is running short. Down low it comes, ball still off the side. Clock is still running. They don't realize the clock. There's a shot clock violation. That's some of the things the freshmen run into. Still learning the rules of the game at this level. One other thing, we're playing Federation basketball now. You may have heard a lot of talk last year about Federation football and the change in the hash marks and stuff. The Federation rule set, the National Federation of High School rules, are now in effect for all sports in the Commonwealth. One of the changes, and for those of you who are old school basketball fans, one of the differences in past years between the boys' game and the girls' game is the 10-second half-court rule. That rule is now back in the girls' game. Oh, pretty up and in layup for the Lakers. That's in Alex Bliss. So credit the basket. Alex, it's 13-10. Lakers trailing by 3. Couple of sloppy plays mid-court, over and back, and we have another foul. We've got another foul on the play. That's going to be, I believe, 6. We'll wait for the official call going up on the board. Nope, the foul is going to be on number 3, Emily Benson. That's her first team 5th. And once again, as time has it, here comes the student body substitution for Hingham. 5 out, 5 new. In the first game, some of the freshmen were still getting used to the 5 on, 5 off. And I can tell you, having worked that game, we had a couple of situations where only 5 came off and only 4 came on. And that posed a little bit of a problem. But this second game so far, everybody seems to be getting planned down. Pretty up and in. Abigail Cunningham cuts the lead to 1. It's 13-12. Hingham ball on the pass out of bounds. A couple things, if you're not familiar here, with the sitting requirements here for basketball in the Patriot League anyway, and I can't comment on how it's that in this. Hingham ball out of bounds. This will be a sideline out because the ball went out of bounds. You have to go to the sideline. Even the referees are still getting used to sidelines. Another thing about the referees, if you'll notice, the whistles are different. They're using electronic whistles in their hands. Okay? They can't use the whistles in their mouth. So they have electronic whistles that they're holding in their hands. It's another thing you'll note. So. Ball went out of bounds. It's now Lakers ball again. They bring it up quickly over the midcourt. Into the front court. That's Robinson again. Down low to Benson. And Benson gets tied up for the alternating possession by Andrews, and it's Hingham ball on the alternating possession. Take the lead on Andrea Bliss's bucket. So they're on quite a nice little run here to start the second quarter. They held them scoreless, and that's Brindle with the basket on the steal. 16-13. I believe that's 6th straight to start the quarter. And that looks like that's going to be out of bounds. There's Robinson again. Back to Benson. Benson missed his drive to the hoop. Quite a little player. And Benson, it's now an 8-0 run for the Lakers. They lead by 5. Another foul on the play. That's on Abigail Cunningham. That's her second, team 6th. And here comes the student body again. Normally I'd give you just a player substitution, but with 5 in, 5 out all the time, that's more convenient just to say student body. Good play underneath on the bottom, shots up and short. That was a good hustle play under the corner by Kondraki. Okay, alternating possession goes to Silver Lake, and having done a few basketball games in my lifetime here, one thing freshman games are generally used to doing is a lot of alternating possessions, a lot of tie-ups, and so far in this contest, that's what we're seeing. The little floater was a little short by Grendel. Offensive rebound controlled by the Lakers. What we haven't seen so far in this freshman game is a lot of 3 balls. Normally that's another thing that you see for players at this level. They're trying to get used to high school ball. A lot of them either play travel, or in some cases in the freshman area, they're youth players who are coming up. And that's some of the biggest transitions. Another alternating possession. This one's going to go back to the Harbor women. It's one of those interesting things. Those who played in the travel program that excel will make either the varsity, or in rare cases, the varsity or junior varsity program as freshmen. So those that are on the freshman program are some travel kids and a lot of the youth kids. So for youth programs who aren't used to all the rigidness of 30-second clocks and now 10-second backcourts, which probably none of these kids ever played before. In fact, they were going to be probably surprised the first time they get called for a 10-second backcourt. It kind of came as a shock to everybody on Tuesday. The first time someone got called for a 10-second backcourt, and everybody said, "What's this?" And they said, "Oh yeah, Federation rules, it's back." And even Coach Eugene Bazinski, the varsity coach for the Harbor women, was, "Oh, it's back?" And the referees said, "Yeah, we're Federation." So you always learn something, which, you know, this is what's crazy about this year. We'll get back more into that. Palek with the ball. Again, Hingham using up a lot of the shot clock. No backcourt, as we were just getting possession of the drive down, nice look and go. Oh, the ball won't drop. In the rebound action, it comes loose, and here comes Benson again for Silver Lake. Comes back in a pile. That shot's going to go out of bounds. It'll go to Silver Lake. Without really a scrimmage season, without anything else, normally in the preseason scrimmage games, you get to talk to the referees, and the referees will inform you about rule changes and things of that nature. None of that happened this year because teams weren't allowed to scrimmage each other. So at the end of the day, you don't exactly have the opportunity to find out the rule changes and what we would call points of emphasis. Every year the officials are going to, basically as the term implies, concentrate on certain points of emphasis. And scrimmages, when you get the scrimmage of the teams, the referees get preseason training, but the coaches also get to understand what the referees have been instructed by the MIAA to work on. So we've got a call right there on Hingham, and the foul is going to be on number 24. It's Palek, and that brings us to a 1-and-1. Now, Ms. Palek, that's your second. Now, because it's a 1-and-1, this is the shot on which a rebound could occur. So you put the you put the Hingham people into the low blocks, because this could be a shot if there was a rebound, but in this case, the basket's good, so now they line up again for the second shot. So, again, to explain this, there are no offensive rebounders in the lane. The first shot, if it's not an opportunity of a rebound, it's taken like an old-fashioned technical free throw, that there's no one in the box. In this case, on a 1-and-1, on a front end of a bonus, there's a possibility of a rebound, therefore you put the defensive players in the box. And again, the thinking behind the first shot of a two-shot foul, there's no chance of a rebound, eliminate the contact. That's the idea. The whole idea about all these rule modifications is eliminate exposure, eliminate contact. We're coming up on 1 minute remaining in the quarter, and Hingham has been held scoreless. It is a 10-0 run for the quarter for the Lakers. They're up 7. And this is Brano with the ball. Dribbles it out of bounds. It'll be a Hingham ball. So 57 seconds left in the second quarter. Silver Lake 20, Hingham 13. We welcome you to Hingham Athletics streaming channel 2 on YouTube. Kalick with it. He tried to feed it to Kondracki. It went a little too far. And Hingham still finds themselves trailing by 7. As we approach the final 40 seconds of the quarter. Joanna Estes with the coast-to-coast drive, but couldn't make the layup. And Hingham is yet to get off the schneid here in the second. It'll still be Hingham's ball on the sideline out. Shot clock is off as we approach 20 seconds. Down to 5 seconds. And it looks like the quarter is going to end. And no. So we've reached halftime here in Hingham. Harbor women trail the Lakers by a score of 20-13. So we'll have a 2.5 minute break here while we set up for the start of the third quarter. So I thought I'd take a minute here to explain a little bit about what's happening next week. The Harbor women were supposed to go, play on the road at Whitman-Hanson on Tuesday and Marshfield on Friday. Likewise, for those of you who follow Patriot League basketball, when you have a conference game, when the girls are home, the boys are away, and likewise, when the boys are home, the girls are away. That's how the scheduling works. All those games have been canceled and postponed. Well, I shouldn't say canceled. Postponed is a better word. So, there are no games scheduled here next week for Whitman-Hanson and Marshfield. So the boys will not be home, nor will the girls be away. The Silver Lake game, which was supposed to be scheduled for today, for the Harbor women, will be played next Wednesday. So, at this point, the Harbor women will be home here next Wednesday. The boys will be on the road next Wednesday. That's the schedule. So we'll put all of that will be posted. It's on the Hingham Athletic website. It's on the MIAA master calendars. Like I said, this is a moving target. This all changed in the last 24 hours. And it's all due to isolation protocols and everything else about, well, lack of anything else. I say no more about anything. So that's where we are. Looking at the first half statistics from this game, looking at foul trouble, we've got 3 Lakers with 2 fouls each. We've got Benson, Robinson, and we've got Cunningham with 3. On the Hingham side of the ledger, we've only got. Oh, actually, we don't have it. Well, let's see. I'm just double checking my check and scratch. Normally, when I'm doing the book, I do this much neater, but when you're doing multiple things here, Palick has 2, according to my records. But I'm not the official scorer. Nice thing, I'm not doing that today. So, foul trouble doesn't seem to be a big deal. Hingham did seem to have trouble with the pressure in the first half. They simply didn't make their shots either. So, halftime's over. It's quick to only have 2.5 minutes to go. And we're back to second half action. It will be, if we've changed the possession arrow the correct way, it should be Lakers ball to start the second half. If the arrow is pointing in the right direction. Now, one of the things you always find interesting, even at the varsity level, is, are you going the right direction? It amazes me after all the thousands of games I've done over the years, how even at the varsity level, sometimes the players get mixed up as to which side they're going. Now, with rare exception, in the second half, you normally shoot in front of your own bench on offense. Now, there are a couple places I can think of where that doesn't happen. Pretty nice layup, and I think that's Benson again. Yep, Benson starts off the scoring here in the second half. And for those of you keeping score at home, that's a 12-0 run. Hingham hasn't scored since the first quarter, when they had a 13-10 advantage at the end of the quarter. So it's been over 8 minutes without a basket. And it's been a lot of that. Great save out of bounds by Garrity, who started to break down the other end of the floor. That shot just rims out. Goes back out to the free line jumper. A beautiful rainbow that just hits the front end of the rim. And the basket's up and good. Silver Lake playing full court man-to-man, the old 100 series. The old let's run something. That's never a good sign when you don't know a set play to run. Yeah, I had to be a foul called inside.
Foul's on red, 3-3.
Red 33 with the old call here. That's Garrity. I have her as her first. Scoreboard does, so we're in alignment. That's the first team in the second half. Abby at the line shooting 2. And the shutout continues. Now, you can say a lot of expressions at a time like this. You can't buy a basket. The lid's been nailed onto the basket. The shots just aren't dropping. All those are appropriate at this point. The Harbor women are not playing poorly. They're getting their shots, just nothing's falling. As witnessed on that last possession. Great save out of bounds by the Lakers to keep the ball alive. I believe that was Robinson who had the play on the baseline to keep it alive. And here comes the student body. This is one of those games that all it's going to take is one basket. Hingham comes through one basket, all of a sudden the floodgate's going to open. They're not playing that badly seriously. Their defense is solid. Their offensive sets are solid. They're just not cashing in. Benson with another strong move to the basket. And the run is 14 straight. Check that, and the run is 16 straight. They actually for a minute put score up on the Hingham side, trying to get something. The score is now doubled up. The Lakers by 13. Somebody needs to get a basket. And this is going to be a pile up in the freeway. Alternating possession goes to Hingham. So the ball will remain, and again, sideline out. One of the things that you have to learn at this age is that when you first get into the high school ball is that dribbling doesn't always help. And that's one of the things these kids will learn as the season goes on, that you need to start passing the ball more. Because the things that work when you play traveling youth, as you get higher up the ranks, basketball is a team game, and where you could excel at lower levels just by being able to out-dribble people, as you go up the ranks, you'll find that everyone has the same skill sets, or in some cases better skill sets. Ball remains Hingham. Number 5, Courtney Duggan with the inbound. Jump ball, alternating possession once again. And it goes back to the Lakers. Hingham applying a little more than just full court pressure now. But it's easily broken. And it's put up and in. On it again, or then around. The run is 15. Make the run 17 is in. Alexandra Bliss adds to her 8 points for the game. And we have a Hingham foul on in the ensuing action. It's going to be on Nora Andrews. That's her first. And again, the alternating possession. This time goes Hingham. So it's a 20-0 run since the first quarter. And we have 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And finally, a Hingham basket. Almost 16 minutes without a basket. And that was Hope Williams. Finally broke the drought. Hingham on the turnover. They quickly bring it up into the forecourt. Williams again with a jumper off the back iron. Offensive rebound to the Harbor women. Benson with it for the Lakers. Trying to take it in her own hands. Hingham on the return. These are one of those days. All right, settles down out of the pack. Here comes Crean. Crean lead pass up to Duggan, and Duggan gets called. I should say Duggan gets hacked. She'll go to the line. And here comes the rule change again. First free throw here. No chance of a rebound, therefore shoot it like a technical. And the first is good. The lead is down to 14. Now we'll do the substitution. And now 2 Silver Lake players will go into the low box. And the second team. So 4 points in a matter of 30 seconds, and all of a sudden, maybe the drought is over. And charge, an offensive foul. Now, if this was the junior varsity game, longtime coach Dan Clune would buy a pizza for that one. But I don't know what Brad Minton does for offensive foul. Ooh, pretty layup, just went off around the rim. That was Hope Williams again. But in the rebounding action, Sarah Burke is called for the foul. Burke, that's her first. Only second on the team here in the second half. And bringing the ball up on the half court there, stepped on the inline, or sideline rather, it's in the ball. 1:54 in the third. Harbor Women trailed by 13. 3 ball on the way, front iron short. Rebound to the Lakers, here they go. Ooh, look like steps. Yep. Traveling violation, Harbor Women ball. Once again, thank you for watching and tuning in to our Hingham Athletics live stream 2 channel. First of our triple header today. This is Freshmen and Silver Lake. Coming up next, Duxbury, the junior varsity and varsity. Offensive rebound goes back, jumper outside, off the backside rim. Strong rebound inside, power move. A little too strong. And in the rebounding, it's going to go back to Silver Lake. 4 opportunities for a basket. No joy on the other side. Back come the Lakers. Toke and full court pressure by the Harbor Women. Broken easily. Pretty pass from Hope to Donahue, Nicole that is, for the basket. And another scrum down low, and it'll be alternating possession. And once again, this time, it goes to the Lakers. 54.9 in the third, 32-17 Silver Lake. That pass goes too far, and it's Harbor Women ball. Lakers head coach Annabelle Brodeur still has them playing full court man-to-man. Going up tempo, forcing the action. .5 on the clock. Hope Williams with the drive. Just off the side rim. Good looking shot from the lane. Ball out of bounds. Under my table. And it will be Silver Lake. Our broadcast position's at midcourt. And here's one of those classic freshman mistakes.
Red ball. It was red ball. Thank you.
So this is one of those classics. It was actually red ball. They handed it to
6
White.
feet, please.
White tried to take a layup, but it was actually red ball. So that play would not have counted even if it went in. But the beauty of freshman ball sometimes. I almost thought that what had happened is it was white ball, red lined up on the wrong side of the floor, and everything was there. But that's not what happened. Anyway, long inbound pass from the sideline out of bounds to Hingham. Williams with the jumper. Again, front end is short. Rebound jump shot, front rim back. Can you say you can't buy a basket? And on the drive action to the basket by Venner, she got hacked. Fouls on Sarah Burke, that's her second. And that
Ball
was,
underneath.
and that brings it to the end of 3 quarters. And at the end of 3, it's 32-17. Hingham wants to come back there. He's got a tall order in play. Down 15 with 8 to play. As I mentioned, this is the first of 3 this afternoon here from the high school. Our dear friends from Duxbury will be underway. It'll be the first action of the season for both the junior varsity and varsity. Duxbury has already played a couple of contests, at least one that I know of. They've had action this season. But for the varsity, it'll be the first action in 307 days since the sectional final loss to Foxborough. That seems like an eternity ago. So once again, we're live on live on YouTube, not Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're on the Hingham Athletic Streaming 2 channel, as opposed to the Hingham Athletic primary streaming channel. So we will change that. We have a link on the Hingham Boys basketball site that's actually pointing to the primary Hingham Athletic channel. We need to change that over to streaming 2. So we'll catch our action on streaming 2. Kind of feel like we're Nesson or ESPN. We now have multiple streaming channels. Okay, this is going to be the start of the 4th quarter here from the high school.
All set.
Or some people like to call it the Barker, but this gymnasium is not named Dr. Barker. But in any case, Hingham's got a lot of work to do here in the 4th, trailing by 15. And that might be the start of the movie. Pretty jumper off the glass. I don't know if Kate Hall called glass, but we'll take it. Okay, the big sideline out. There's some discussion at the scorer's table. Let's see. Possession. I'm not sure if that was a possession arrow on an alternating jump. By Hingham all the way down the hole and count the layup. Caroline Chernak. And that's a quick 4 to start the quarter. Benson trying to knock it off the glass. Shots around the rim and out. And Hingham running again with the rebound. The jumper by Andrews was a little short. And in the rebounding action off the miss by Bliss, it goes to Hingham on the alternating possession. One of the things the junior varsity, or the freshmen rather, are going to learn, you can't dribble out of a double team. But they got away with it that time. Hingham applying full court pressure, at least man to man, no double teaming yet, no traps. Coming up on 6 to play in regulation. Hingham trails by 11. They've scored the first 4 in the fourth. To cut a 15-point lead, here comes the student body once again. Alternating possession jump. This time it goes Silver Lake's way. Here comes the student body. So some good energy by the first starting 5. Getting some first. But actually, it's not a complete student body. So only brought in 3.
Here you go.
Hi, 23.
Again, another alternating possession. This time stays with Hingham. Shot clock does not reset. That's another thing for those of you new to the high school game or basketball in general. You have 30 seconds for a shot. But when you get an alternating possession, hooping hard, counted for Silver Lake, that's Felissa Robinson. And we need rebounders in here. The Hingham foul is actually called on Sarah Burke. And for Berkey, that's only her first, so life is okay. Free throw is good. Okay. Check that. The foul was on Nia Crean. My mistake. I misread the numbers. The problem. Still learning all the numbers. The lead is 14. 35-21 with 5:30 remaining to play in regulation. It will take quite an effort in the last 5 to come back from this. Everything but the finish, and I think that's what you can say about this. The Harvard women played very, very well today, except for the finish. The passes were there, the looks were there, the offenses ran the way they're supposed to run. The ball just didn't finish. That's the difference in the game so far. And Silver Lake is a very good team. That's the other thing to take away from this game so far. Benson's a nice little player. Alternating possession goes, this time stays with Silver Lake. As I was mentioning earlier, the shot clock does not reset on an alternating possession when you have the ball in the when you own possession of it. So there's 15 to shoot, because that's what the clock was at the time that the alternating possession was called. And here comes the junior varsity. So they'll walk through the camera here. They'll do it with style. But there are faces we haven't seen here in a very long time. We'll talk more about them in the junior varsity contest when it becomes that time. It's a testament to the strength of the program, actually. John Todd walks by, the varsity lacrosse coach. Talk about someone who's anxious to start playing. A long-time varsity coach. Now it's the basket for the Harvard winning. Give that to Nia Crean. Silver Lake enters right back. And at this point, all you have to do is match baskets. Good head fake, good move off the basket, off the glass. Didn't get the love. You know, Hope Williams with a nice move. Didn't get rewarded for it. Shot up off the front end by Nia Crean again. Nina with a nice shot. Long range three, count it. And Alina, or as they refer to her in the lineup, Nina. So that might have some interesting fun here. Pelek with the three. And timeout on the floor is called. So, as we pan over here just for a second, here's the junior varsity. And what I was explaining to is one of the strengths of the Hingham Girls Platinum program is the fact that when we get into the junior varsity game in a little while, you'll note the number of juniors on the junior varsity. And that's pretty more the case because of the sheer number of players that are at the varsity level. And when you go around the league, you'll notice that a lot of juniors are already playing junior varsity. Well, there's a number of juniors on the varsity program, which you'll know later when we get to the varsity team. The fact that you have sophomores, a couple freshmen, and a good hard group of juniors that on most other schools would be playing varsity tells you something. And given the losses that the varsity team suffered, and we'll talk about that later, due to graduation, that's still a testament to the strength of the program here in Hingham. 3:35 remaining in the freshman game. The lead is 11, and Hingham gets the ball and the ball out of bounds. Let's see about this possession. This possession could get it into single figures. And depending on what happens, this may not be over yet. Great look inside, gets stuffed by the basket. Unfortunately, nobody's fault about that. All right, let's see what happens. Here comes the break the other way. Does she get her pocket pick? No, but the ball goes underneath. Oh. Back outside. Will we get another three? Nina almost had two in a row. That's what's happened all day today. Foul on the floor, it's going to be red. The foul is called on Cole Donahue. I have that as a first 15 foul against the Lakers, under 3 to play. Well, I saw Hack Williams going up strong for the rebound. Again, it'll be alternating possession. This time it stays with Hingham. Team foul situation, Lakers with 5, Harvard women with 4. So we're not exactly shooting anytime soon.
All set, Roman.
Williams with the jumper off the side of the rim, controlled by the Lakers. most times the coaches would basically say, take your time. But it drives coaches absolutely crazy when you tell people take your time and you don't take your time. Hoop and the harm. Credit Nina Palick again. That basket is good. And she'll be going to the line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. The foul's on Garrity. That's her second. 2:10 remaining. The lead is down to 9. Back rim, no good. It remains at 9 with 2 to play. Hingham extending the full court, the man-to-man pressure. Down to 10 on the clock. That was a dagger basket. Nicole Donahue. Coming up on a minute to play. And Silver Lake has this one pretty much in the bank, 39-28. Although the freshmen have made it interesting for the last couple of minutes. But they dug themselves too much of a hole in the third quarter. And they basically, when you go scoreless for the better part of 12 minutes in a 32-minute game, that would pretty much spell defeat. We're under 20 seconds. And this should just basically do it. Shot clock is off. There's really no reason to even take a shot at this point. Or commit a foul because the foul is not going to do anything. Down to 5 seconds. And fans, that's all she wrote with this. Long jump shot in at the final score. Lakers 39. The Harbor women freshmen 28. Just a reminder, we thank you for watching us on live stream YouTube channel 2 of Hingham Athletics. The freshmen will play, I believe, next Wednesday against Silver Lake here at home. The road games at Whitman, Hanson, and Marshfield from next week have been postponed. Please check the Hingham Girls High School website for the latest information, where you're going to find it, as well as Hingham Athletics, the latest information. So once again, on behalf of the executive producer of Hingham Athletics Sports, Jim Quattromoni, coordinating producer Matt Field, I'm Greg Partikos. Thank you so much for joining us on the Hingham Athletics YouTube channel. Coming up at 5 p.m. will be the junior varsity game. Thank you again for your attendance this afternoon, and have a pleasant day.
I know, yeah.